You take us what the day of your sentencing was like.
Day of my sentencing. We arrived at the Old Bailey. I don't know what kind of sentence. There's only one mandatory sentence for murder, which is life. Prior to that, there hadn't been any indeterminate sentence, like there hadn't been any kind of recommendations. So the twins went up first, and everybody's wishing each other well and, you know, do the best, being a bit comradey. And they came down. Life and 20 years, but they didn't show any emotion. I mean, it weren't like sadness, it weren't like anything else. They can't afford to show that kind of emotion. Next up was Ronnie Benday came down. Life and 20 years. He cracked a joke. You know, that was what he did to keep it up. Then Tony and I go up. No, Ian Barry goes up. Ian Barry's always sombre, really nice guy, Ian. He's a thoughtful man. He came down, he looked and he ducked his nut and he went 20 years and he walked off. Then Tony and I went up and they said to me, you will go to prison for life with a recommendation that you serve 15 years. And I looked up in the what's the name?
Gallery.
The upper gallery,
yeah.
And saw my dad. And I said, all right, Dad, I'll see you later. Meaning I'll see him in the visiting room. People thought I meant I was going to escape. As if that, you couldn't believe it, honestly. Ooh. Outside, we got motorcycle outriders, we got helicopters, we got that full works. And I've gone back, I said 15. Tony came down 15. And he went through like that. But we couldn't let people feel that we've been crushed. So we all came together and we're all singing songs downstairs in the Old Bailey. It's all bravado, really.
Of course, yeah.
And then we get into the coach. We got one of these prison vans, the old black one.
Blue, black Mariah thing, yeah.
And the driver was a man called Fred. And Fred, we had a right character, he was, the old driver. And it was like a caravan. We were going to Southend or going to Margate. So we're all singing and everything else like that. And when we get to Brixton, and they got them off that were staying in Brixton, the twins, Tony, Ian Barry, Freddie Foreman, he went to Brixton, and Fred was standing there with a board and a piece of paper, and he got all the autographs of
right.
everybody.
God, bet that's worth a few quid now, isn't it?
I've never seen anybody selling it.
Yeah, right.
You know, he kept it for himself. It's a picture of his van, and that's out there. But the actual thing that we all signed was never been anywhere. So then we got off at Wandsworth, three of us, and we signed it for him as well. And if people lift your spirits, Fred was one of them. Although he weren't part of us, although he was a driver, you know, he still treated us all with respect.
So you got celebrity status now in prison?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
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 So all the inmates were the Krays able to run their rackets from the prison because of the power they had? And
well, they didn't. No, they didn't. They went back to Brixton. We went to Wandsworth. Within a matter of 3 days, we were on a escort up to Durham, County Durham, where around the prison system they had 4 security wings, top security. This was for the RIA, for people who were considered highly dangerous if they ever got out. So on the way up to Durham, one of the police cars and the escort clipped a board and it went up in the air. and landed on another car. So that was out. All of a sudden, on the hillside, appear police with rifles and all that because they think it's been a setup.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And no, you could get this information, and it's unbelievable. You're looking, you're thinking,
Snipers.
where? And one of the screws in our car, we're all going to die. He's gone, we're all going to die. And anyway, we pulled up. They got changed cars, and we went on our way to Durham. Well, at Durham, there were 6 of us in that wing. Then they had lesser security wing, which is known as a submarine, and in there was 9. The Isle of Wight, there were Parkhurst security wing, there was 12. At Chelmsford, I think there was about 8 or 9. So we were amongst the top 35 criminals in England, and we were all separated from the normal because they knew there would be hero worship. They knew there'd be this, that, and the other. So they got to keep us separated. We're running the prisons, not the Krays.
So
that was authorities' take on it.
So were you locked down then? Did you have all your privileges lost?
Well, no. They gave us more privileges because upstairs from us was the nonces wing, Brady, all them kind, Burgess and all them kind of people. They believed that the cons were going to actually kill them, so they never ever allowed them to have food made in the prison brought there. You understand me? What they did, the food was given to us whole. It was given to us raw. We cooked our own food, and me and Charlie Richardson were the cooks. So we knew everything that would go on.
So when you say you cooked your own food, how did you cook your own food?
Oh, we had a little cookhouse there with an oven in, and which the screws would use, but they gave it to us. So a little crack here. Bruce Reynolds had been everywhere. Charlie looked up to Bruce Reynolds, but he couldn't let him know that. So he said, Charlie said, look, he said, we're going to do something today. I said, what are we going to do? He said, we're going to do a curry. He said, but we've got to be careful. We don't want any criticism off of Bruce Reynolds. So, okay, no mistakes. But what I did, I wanted to get the curry to be a nice brown. I didn't want it to be dull. So I got some cochineal, this kind of stuff you put in a colour in.
All
you
right.
put in what's the name in a curry, and I put this brown one in, but it came out red. So then I thought, if you put blue with red,
You get green.
you get green. So I tried that, and Charlie's watching me. You fucked it up again.
green curry.
I said, well, leave it out, Charlie, we'll get there. Right, now I'll tell you what, if we put purple in, or we put this, what's the name in, you should try and even just get it back to a proper colour. Anyway, so we put in, what's the name, we put it in some colour, and we got it down to a brownish, but it was a bright brown. And the thing was, the little bits of kind of peas and stuff like that shine. I mean, they're like luminous, you know what I mean? Anyway, we've gone up and we've presented it to Bruce and the other lads. And Bruce has gone, most unusual colour I've ever seen. He said, but I'll tell you what, it tastes nice. He said, but the colour disturbs me a little bit. and Charlie is, what's the name? But yeah, they were good people, really. And then we had the Gangsters versus the bank robbers. So there was Paul Seaborn and Bruce Reynolds were the Gangsters. Was the robbers, the bank robbers. Paul Seaborn was the one who actually got Bruce Reynolds out of what's the name?
Oh, right.
Out of Bigsy out of.
They helicoptered him out.
No, got him over the wall.
Oh, right, okay, right, yeah.
So we played them at tennis. So we'd all be watching tennis like King and Nat Travelova or whatever her name was, and some of the older men tennis players. So we'd go out there, we'd have our overalls on, T-shirt on, or vest. We've got a tennis bat and we're going to play tennis. Anyway, knocked the ball over. And it was funny, really, to be able to say, love 15, you know, juice, and all this kind of thing. Anyway, I put a ball over and I went, that's in. And Bruce went, no. He said, I don't think so. I said, what do you know, you four-eyed cunt? But I didn't mean it like that. You understand what I'm saying? It just came out. And anyway, he come running over, hit me over there with a bat. I've knocked it aside and clubbed him with mine.
Game of gentleman tennis.
Yeah, it really was, yeah. And we went in front of a governor called Steinhausen. And Steinhausen said, worst things have happened at Wimbledon. I'll give you both a caution.